Good morning. It's March 22nd, 2026. Welcome to your daily AI News Digest, sponsored by bestai.org. The headlines today, well, they're signaling a major inflection point for the entire industry.
What we're witnessing here is a fundamental shift. The time when AI was just a novel experiment, that's definitively over. We are now in an era of industrial-scale implementation and, frankly, serious geopolitical consequences.
So here's our briefing for today. We're going to cover the deep integration of AI into military doctrine, a huge strategy shift happening at OpenAI, the collapse of value in proprietary models, the global race for digital independence, and then what it all means for the rest of the year. Our first story starts at the Pentagon. A quiet administrative move there has just permanently changed the landscape of modern warfare, and in the process, drawn a really sharp line right through the heart of the tech industry. Palantir's Maven system, the one that uses AI to analyze surveillance data and identify targets, it's been elevated to what's called a program of record. Now, this isn't just another contract. This represents the full institutionalization of AI into the U.S. defense architecture.
So, what does this designation actually mean? Well, first, it means Maven now has a permanent, multi-year budget line, so its funding is secure long-term. Second, its use is now mandated across all branches of the military. And maybe most critically, the system is now deeply embedded in operational doctrine. AI is no longer some optional add-on, it is a core component.
The strategic impact here really can't be overstated. This move ensures that for the foreseeable future, those critical decisions involved in identifying and engaging targets, what they call the kill chain, will be increasingly guided by Palantir's proprietary algorithms.
And this development throws another company's fate into stark relief. While Palantir is solidifying its defense partnership, Anthropic has been pushed out. After refusing Pentagon demands to remove some safety restrictions on its models, the company has been labeled as supply chain risk, a designation that's usually reserved for, hostile foreign entities.
And this table just lays out the new strategic reality in black and white. You can see Palantir is now deeply embedded. Anthropic's federal contracts, terminated. And notice who's stepping in to fill that void. OpenAI. They've signed their own deals for classified deployments, and this is solidifying a deep schism in the industry between those who will work with the military and those who won't.
Okay, moving to our second story, we're seeing how these industry pressures are forcing some major strategic shifts. Our next headline is about OpenAI, which is making a move that's going to reshape the user experience for millions and really reveals the immense financial pressures it's under.
It's official. OpenAI has confirmed it will bring advertising to the free versions of ChatGPT. They're partnering with the ad tech firm Criteo to manage it all. Now, this is a radical departure from their subscription-first model, and it's being driven by the absolutely exponential compute costs required to serve a global user base.
And the pressure to find new revenue is just immense. This number? That's the company's current valuation, an astronomical figure that demands equally massive revenue streams to justify it.
At the same time, they are expanding aggressively. This is their target employee count for 2026, which is nearly double their current size. They're focusing on enterprise solutions even as the rest of the tech sector is laying people off.
And here is the goal all of this is designed to achieve: a projected $25 billion in revenue for 2026. The ad model is a critical piece of that puzzle.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Look at the competitive dynamic here. Despite OpenAI's massive scale, new market data shows that Anthropic is capturing a staggering 73% of spending from new enterprise customers. It seems their refusal to do military work and their heavy focus on safety is really resonating with corporations. It's creating a clear divide. OpenAI is the scale-focused utility, and Anthropic is becoming the trusted, safety-conscious partner.
This brings us to our third headline. And this one's a disruptive trend that threatens the very foundation of the industry's biggest players. The whole idea of a defensible moat around AI models, it's collapsing.
So meet OpenClaw. It's an open-source model, just 6 months old, and it has already achieved performance on par with proprietary systems like GPT and Claude. This has triggered what investors are now calling a commoditization panic.
And this table shows you exactly why. Look at the benchmark scores. OpenClaw is nearly as capable as models that cost billions to train. But now, look at the inference cost, the cost to actually run the model. It's less than a third of the price. The economic advantage is just undeniable.
So, the crucial question is this. If anyone can access near-frontier level intelligence for a fraction of the cost, where does the value lie? I mean, what are companies actually paying for anymore?
The answer appears to be agency. The competition is shifting away from who has the smartest model to who has the most capable agent. The value is no longer in the raw intelligence of the algorithm, but in its ability to reliably execute complex, multi-step tasks out in the real world.
This commoditization is fueling our fourth headline today, a global geopolitical race. Nations are no longer willing to be dependent on foreign technology, and they are aggressively building their own sovereign AI capabilities.
And this isn't an isolated trend. As this timeline shows, just this year, Taiwan enacted its AI Basic Act, India massively expanded its national GPU infrastructure, and Japan's Rakuten launched a powerful open-source model specifically tuned for its own language and culture. This is a coordinated global movement toward digital independence.
But what does the public think about all this? A massive new global study from Anthropic reveals a surprising trust deficit. The number one concern people have about AI isn't job loss. It's not a loss of autonomy. It's simply unreliability. The public's primary demand is for AI that is consistent and trustworthy, a need the industry has, so far, really failed to meet.
Okay, so let's synthesize these developments into a strategic outlook for the rest of the year. We've seen the institutionalization of AI in warfare, the economic pressures forcing new business models, the commoditization of raw intelligence, and this global push for sovereignty.
All of these threads lead to one final critical question. The technological capability for widespread AI deployment is clearly here, but the events of today, from military adoption to public mistrust, force us to ask, do our organizations, our cultures, and our civic institutions actually have the readiness to manage it? That is the defining challenge for the remainder of 2026.